Hey, good morning, everyone. Rob here from Southwest Florida Television. Happy Monday. I'm up at the north end of Del Nor Wiggins Pass State Park this morning, up in Area 5. We still got our red tide warning in effect. Still dealing with the red tide. I thought I'd come out here and start up by Wiggins Pass this morning and see what things look like. A nice clear morning this morning. It feels like we have an offshore breeze, which is good. That's what we need to blow the red tide away. You can definitely see the red tide out in the water. No doubt about it. Even though the sun's not up yet. Oh, nice breeze out here as I come around the trees. You can really feel that breeze picking up as I get out here to the pass this morning. Sunrise is in, about 10 minutes or less here. It takes it a little while longer to come up over the trees. What a nice breeze out here. Let's hope the wind picks up today. The stronger the better, as long as it's coming from the east. There's an osprey just flew by. That was an osprey. There's a couple of them flying around down here. High tide is in about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, 7:30. It's going to be high tide here. Boy, a nice breeze. Wow. Oh, there's a little ghost crab down here. He just ran into his hole over here. Boy, I haven't seen those little ghost crabs in a while. Nice to know they're still around. That's looking to the east. A good breeze out here. There's two ospreys circling around here out by the pass. The water looks really bad here. Really bad. There's an osprey right up there. There's a pair of them flying around here. I don't know where the other one went. Boy, the water is a really murky reddish brown color. These pink clouds are kind of making it look really red. Emphasizing the red tide. I was hoping that there'd be some nice shells up here on the beach. happy for this wind though. It's blowing the right direction. It's coming from the east. That's what we need. When the wind's pretty much blowing into my face here. And that's what we want. We want it to blow out this direction. Blow that red tide out away from us. Break it up. That sun's going to be coming up, I believe, right over in here somewhere. There's a piece of a moon shell, darn it. Just the top of it. I was hoping to get out early, catch the sunrise, and maybe find a nice shell or two up here at Wiggins Pass. Our friend Roy is looking good, isn't he? This is where Roy, before he had his problems there, this is where Roy would come up and say his morning prayers, right up here during sunrise at Wiggins Pass. He'd get down on his hands and knees here on the beach and say his prayers. There's a little sand dollar down there. Been seeing lots of sand dollars on the beaches of Southwest Florida with this red tide. It's taking its toll on everything, even the sand dollars. I don't see a lot of dead fish on the beach up here. I saw a couple when I came out. I did not see any up here around the pass. That doesn't mean they're not here. Somebody might have picked them up, cleaned them up. Well, a lot of little shells right here at the point. A lot of shells piled up. Just gonna hang out and wait for the sun to pop up here. I don't know, it looks like the tide's on its way out here. The tide chart said 7:30. It's when the tide was going to start going out. But you can see it's really moving fast. Look how fast that water's moving out. That definitely contributes to the ugly brown color when the tide's going out. Crab swimming around right there. See, there's lots of shells out there in the water. I know it's hard to see. I don't know where the ospreys went. There were 2 ospreys flying around here. hear them. There's something, there's a big bird sitting in the tree down here. Is it an osprey? Yeah, there's an osprey sitting in the tree down here. Hopefully the connection will hold here. Every once in a while the connection drops out when I get up to the north end of the park here. There's an osprey perched up on the tree right over here. You can hear him. There's another one right there. Maybe he'll come up. Now there's two of them perched over there on the tree. See over there? Two ospreys. One definitely looks bigger than the other, so it's definitely a male and a female. Hopefully they're together. I think it's a male and a female. Unfortunately, there's no light hitting them. They're just in the shadows here. Very windy, sorry about that, but the wind is a good thing. We need that wind, it's blowing in the right direction. Two ospreys. Beautiful birds, the ospreys. They're keeping their eye on me, that's for sure. Oh. Absolutely beautiful. See if I can come around to the other side. Beautiful birds. Oh, off they go. They just kind of hang around the pass here, looking for something to eat. We're at the north end of the park right now, up at Wiggins Pass. Just kind of hanging out, waiting for the sun to pop up over the trees. So you got some beautiful colors out in the Gulf there. There goes the osprey flying by. Sun's getting ready to come up here. It's going to come up right behind those trees there. Absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful morning colors. Wish I could say the same about the water. back out to this point up here. That's Barefoot Beach Preserve over there on the other side of the pass. Another gorgeous beach. Over 6,000 feet of beach over there. It's a long walk to get down to the end of Barefoot Beach here. There comes the sun. Look at that. Here it comes in all its splendor. Absolutely glorious, as our good friend Roy would say, glorious. Just another couple minutes and that sun will be peeking up over the trees. Nice clear morning. I see that pair of osprey down there, down the beach. They're sticking together, so that's a good sign. Maybe we'll have some little baby ospreys, little osprey chicks. Here comes the sun, Roy. I know Roy's watching it. He's out taking his morning walk, and then he sits down on his walker and watches the sunrise. Not many clouds out there to the east. There's just a couple clouds on the horizon. It's beautiful out here in the mornings when the sky is full of clouds. You get so many different colors. Getting close here. I can see it sparkling through the trees. It's going to be blinding when it comes up. There it comes. Wow. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. There she is. Wow. I can't even look at it. It's so bright. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. What a beautiful morning. Beautiful clear blue sky all around. Unfortunately, we're still dealing with the red tide. Unfortunately. Again, this is Wiggins Pass. I'm up at the north end of Del Nor Wiggins Pass State Park in North Naples, Florida. There's our sunrise. Absolutely glorious. Glorious, glorious. Wiggins Pass. This is the Cocohatchee River here, looking east up the Cocohatchee River. Well, let's take a little stroll up the beach. See if we see anything interesting. Shells when I was walking out here this morning. Did get a look at a pair of ospreys though. That was fun. I think they went back down the beach. I wonder if our great blue heron friend is out there this morning. That great blue heron has become a regular during our beach walks there. A lot of little scallop shells up here this morning, little ones. Give you a look back at the sunrise real quick again. Just coming up over the trees. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful Monday morning. Nice breeze out here. A nice offshore breeze. That's what we need. We need a nice strong offshore wind to blow that red tide away, break it up. Well, I hear those ospreys. I can hear them. They're back in the... Well, there goes. There's one just flying just above the water out there. I don't know if you can see that little speck. Two of them. Two ospreys. Oh, here comes a third. There's 3 ospreys flying around out there. See one of them. There's 2 over there by Barefoot Beach. There's another one out to the left, out flying in the Gulf. There goes a, I know it's hard to see. They're so far out. There was a flock of little snowy egrets. There's another. We got some gulls. A whole flock of seagulls now flying around out here. I know they're hard to see. There must be a school of fish swimming out the pass. Here comes an osprey right by me. Just above the trees there, flying right into the trees. Ooh, there's our sunrise. Oh, another osprey's landed back where we... Oh, they're up in the trees over here. They're just perching up in these dead trees. Awful bright here, I know, with that sun. There's several ospreys perched out up in the trees here. They're just such small little dots here in the camera. If I can get the sun behind the trees there, you can hear them calling out. How many are out here? Darn it, that sun is blinding me. Trying to get it behind the trees. There's one osprey perched up here. If you look right up above my finger, that's an osprey sitting up there. There's one sitting right up there. There's another one over there. If you listen, you might hear them. They're not saying anything right now. There's one right up here. Before they were sitting together on a tree. There's another one. See if I can find it here. Gotta find the treetops. I hear it. Where is it? There's the other one over there. With the colors of sunrise behind it. I'm pretty sure this is a male and a female. The other one, where are you? Where is it? It was in one of these dead trees here. I think it's up here. There it is. There's the other osprey. There was 3 of them earlier flying around. 3, maybe even 4. They're so cool. It's so neat to watch them dive into the water and catch a fish. There you can see them up there. That sun just rising. The other one's right over there. I've got a weak connection there. Isn't that beautiful with the sun just coming up? Gorgeous. Well, let's head back down the beach here. Somebody stuck dead branches out here. Those are not trees. Beautiful colors though out here this morning. Absolutely beautiful colors. That's beautiful with those early morning colors, isn't it? The sun just raking the beach. Hey, we got a visitor up here. Great blue heron that we see down at the other end of the beach. There's a great blue heron sitting right up here by the pass. Could that be our friend down in Area 3? Was lonely, he didn't see me down there this morning, so he came up here. Or is it another one? I know we have several in the park here. I don't know if they're territorial. We're going to find out in a little bit when I walk down the beach. There's another great blue heron. Oh, I've seen this one before. It's got a loose feather. It has a loose feather on its back. Well, I thought it was going to blow off a week ago or 2 weeks ago when I first saw it. See, he's got that loose feather blowing around on his back. I was hoping to see that fall off and get it as a little souvenir. It'd be beautiful to have a feather from the blue heron. Yeah, I don't think that's the same one we've been following. I can't say for sure. I believe this one hangs out more at the north end here. Absolutely beautiful birds, the great blue herons. Look how fast that water's moving behind it. Feather on its back. Oh, I'd love to see that fall out and get that. Oops. Absolutely magnificent bird. Oh. It's going to go to the other side over to Barefoot Beach. Once again, let's start walking down the beach. I got sidetracked with the ospreys. But it just goes to show there's always something beautiful happening out here, no matter what. Red tide, oh well, we'll find something nice to look at. I did see a fish just jump out here. Got to watch the sunrise already this morning. Absolutely gorgeous. Now it's really coming up over those trees. I'm not going to go too far down the beach this morning. But I can still hear the ospreys. I don't think I'm going to be able to get around I'm gonna have to go up on the nature trail to get south here. I think because it's high tide, the tide's just changing. The tide is just turning around here. I think I'm gonna have to take the trail because there's no beach left up here in Area 5. We'll see when I get around the corner what it looks like. Absolutely gorgeous weather-wise here. Nice breeze out here at Wiggins Pass. It really needs to pick up though. We need a much stronger offshore wind to blow this red tide out. Once I get behind these trees, the breeze dies down. But it was quite windy out there at the pass this morning. It felt really nice. So what do you guys think of Roy as a nurse? Nurse Kathy. She's a sweetheart. She is taking really, really good care of Roy. And it's a miracle that we were able to get her. She is in high demand in this area. People just fall in love with her. She does such a good job. And she's so compassionate about her job. I've known her for quite a while. And I'm so thankful that her agency was able to set that up. It's just amazing how all these good things are falling into place for Roy. I mean, there's so many good people out here in this world, and you just never hear about them. All these people doing kind deeds. All you hear about in the news most of the time are the bad things. You don't hear the good things people are doing. Derek from Outdoor Solutions, my gosh, bringing all those kids and supplying all the equipment from his company to clean Roy's yard up, and now he's going to maintain it for him on a regular basis. I mean, how kind is that? Absolutely amazing. All the people stopping by to see Roy. For the most part, complete strangers. I mean, I see these people on Facebook. Roy doesn't see them on Facebook. Roy's not into Facebook. I know a lot of people try to send Roy friend requests. I tried to set him up with a Facebook page, but he just doesn't know how to use it. Checking email is enough for Roy. That's about the most he can do on his computer. But all these people coming by to see Roy, it's just amazing. It blows his mind. The tide is just starting to go out here, so there's not much beach up here. It's high tide. As I turn around, I give you a look north here. Although there weren't really any clouds in the sky this morning, it was still a nice sunrise. We already got to see one great blue heron. And we also got to see several ospreys flying around, perched in the trees. That was fun. Beautiful colors here this morning. Look at that beautiful, beautiful clear blue sky. Still got a little of the sunrise colors out there in the Gulf. A little bit. But of course, we're still dealing with that doggone red tide, unfortunately. This has definitely been the longest I have seen red tide hanging around. I've seen some comments, people are maybe connecting it, or they're saying, is there any connection, do you think, to the Gulf oil spill. Is there? Is this finally the repercussions of that big oil spill? I don't know. However, I do see a little school of tiny fish swimming around down here. If you look close, you'll see them. Little tiny fry, little hatchlings. Not even an inch big, swimming around down there. So that's a good sign. There's oxygen in the water for them, so that's a good sign. I don't know if you can see them, they're just kind of swimming around with the waves there. Well, that's a real good sign. That's what our shorebirds need, and they grow bigger and everything else eats them. The shorebirds love these little fingerlings, these little fry. Our little snowy egrets that hang out along the beach. I haven't seen any of them up here, the little snowies. I did see several flocks of them flying by this morning. A lot of seagulls out in Wiggins Pass. So that's good news. If there's birds flying around, that means there's fish down there. Am I gonna get through here? This is where our beach kind of disappears up here. A year ago, last September, when Hurricane Irma came through here, she really put the kibosh on the beach here. You can see where our beach used to be. You know, something interesting. These sea oats here, these are protected by law. You're not supposed to pick them or walk through them, you know. But this is what holds our beach together, believe it or not. I mean, they did a good job holding this dune together. You can see how their root structure is what holds the sand together. That's why they're protected. And these play a vital role in our coastline here, in the entire state of Florida. But here you can see how deep down those roots go on the sea oats. When they're in bloom, they get these beautiful plumes. You can see some of them here, and that's where they get the name, the sea oats. They look just like oats. Those are way up over my head. I can't show them to you. There might be some, might be able to get close to one down here. I don't know. See if I can get a shot of these up here. These are just blooming, these two right here. Kind of hard to see. Not very bright here. But that's what attracts people, and they want to pick those and put them in floral arrangements. Please, please don't do that. There's one over here. Those were just starting to open. Here you can see how they look a little more like oats when you see the blooms there. If I find one, I'll get up close to it and show you. They really look just like oats. It's pretty cool. We lost just about all of our sea oats during Hurricane Irma. They got buried. Parts of the beach got sand added to it. But we lost a lot of beach. Up here we lost a lot. Down the south end we gained some beach. Up here we lost it. Beautiful colors. Just love the blues out here. You know what? As I get away from the pass, the water's not looking as bad. Not nearly as bad as it did yesterday. It's kind of hard to see without the sun being up here. Here, look at all this beach that got washed away here. Look, there's tons of it. This was a combination of the hurricane and some of our heavier storms we have down here. I actually have some video of this beach washing away. Roy and I were out here during one of the storms. We were walking along and Roy was trying to walk along the edge, right along the edge here, as it was just crumbling under his feet. He was determined to walk up there for some reason. Thank God I was there to grab him. He almost broke his neck. That was quite a beach walk. Pouring down rain. We were having fun though. We're definitely having fun. We've had some fun walks in the rain out here, Roy and I, as long as it's not lightning. It's kind of invigorating. All these big tree trunks slowly sinking into the Gulf there. Yeah, we're still seeing the little blue crabs running around out here. There's one running away there. There's another one out there. That's a blue crab out in the water. Yesterday morning, we did see a lot of dead crabs. We saw dead eels, some dead fish. We saw a lot of dead flounder fish because of the red tide. The red tide warning is still in effect. The signs are up, red tide present. Oh, knocked that down there. Sorry about that. What we got out here? A couple crabs. Some seaweed and one crab crawling around there. Well, I made it by there. I thought the tide was going to be too high to get through this area here this morning, but no, we got through all right. Is that a dead flounder fish down there or a live one? A little baby flounder down there. Yep. Unfortunately, that's a dead flounder. So sad. So sad to see these. No, it's still alive. A little crab just crawled over it, but it's dying. If that was alive, it would scoot really fast when I touched it. Sad. Sad, sad. But then I look over here, I come around, and there's thousands of little. See if they swim by me here. It's hard to see. I wish it was brighter out here. There's thousands of little tiny fingerlings, little fries, little hatchling fish. They're just to the right of the camera. They're just to the right and to the left. Thousands of little tiny fish swimming out here in the water, new hatchlings. I don't know if you can see them down there. Every time I get close to them, they swim away. But that's a good sign. Again, we're at high tide. The tide's just turning, just starting to go out. Not much of a breeze here when I get behind the trees. Out at the pass this morning, there was a nice breeze. I see a dead crab up there. A couple dead crabs still on the beach. What a shame. There's one down there. There's another one over here. Haven't seen any dolphins breaching the water out there, popping up, saying good morning. There's two crabs mating down there, it looks like. Two crabs in love. Here's a crab up on the beach. Looks like it's dying. So sad. So sad. Still trying to put up a fight though. A little blue crab. Slowly dying. There's absolutely nothing that can be done. Nothing you can do. Got a little, looks like maybe a little pear whelk, an old pear whelk. Yeah, there's a little tiny pear whelk, an old pear whelk. A little baby. This is a pear whelk. It has the openings on the opposite side of a lightning whelk, the pear whelks. I saw a nice little pretty scallop shell down here. A little tiny one. Look at that. Nice colors. Yeah, little scallop, really nice colors. Flip it over, pink inside, wow. It's a nice looking little scallop. It's part of the old moon shell there, an old one. An old broken moon shell, or shark eye. Either way, same shell, moon shell, shark eye. Pieces. 3/4 of one. Boy, really quiet out here this morning. We got out a few minutes earlier this morning. started up at the pass, took in sunrise. That was nice. Nice little fighting conch shell. Here's a little worm tip over here, a little worm shell. That's a nice one. It's got a little piece of the shell still on it. Usually we just find the tips. Nice little worm shell. And this is interesting. This is the skeleton of a catfish. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of dead catfish. You don't want to step on these, but they call this a crucifix fish. Look at that closely. You see the crucifix? It doesn't take much imagination to see the crucifix there. They call that a crucifix fish. And this is actually the backbone of a catfish. I forget what type of catfish. You can look it up. Crucifix fish. Pretty neat, isn't it? That is really cool. But you definitely don't want to step on these. But after all the bones that fall, after the skeleton falls apart, this is usually what's left on the beach. There's a lot of little shells along here. Another little worm tip over here. Tip of a worm shell. Sadly, a little dead crab over there. Another victim of the red tide. Lots of little slipper shells out here this morning. Slippers are neat. I always have to show people a slipper shell. See if this one is, yeah, it's not a good looking one there. I'll find a nicer one as we walk down the beach. It's not hard to find a slipper shell until I say that. As soon as I say that, it gets hard. There's quite a few of them out here this morning. These are all slipper shells. You see that one that's flipped over? See how it looks like a little slipper? The slipper shell. These are really common, but your shell collection isn't complete until you have some slipper shells in it. See lots of little scallops out here this morning, all different colors. Just tuning in, be sure to let everybody know where you're watching from. Introduce yourself to the group here. It's fun seeing how many different places in the world people are watching from. Don't be shy to join in the comments. We're up in North Naples, Florida at Del Norwiggins Pass State Park. Unfortunately, we're still dealing with red tide. You can Google red tide to learn more about that. There's a little ghost crab burrowing into the sand here. If I stay motionless, it might come out here. We'll see. He was just digging his burrow here. A little ghost crab. Just started, so he doesn't have anywhere to run to yet. Oh well. He sees the camera, that's for sure. So he's just playing possum. There he goes. Excuse me. I'm gonna stay here for a minute and see if I back off, if we'll see them in action. Hang on, camera's stuck. Darn it. Can't get the camera to zoom in. Every once in a while the screen just is not responsive. Excuse me. I can't get the touch screen to respond here. Yeah, oh well. We'll see them at a later time, the little ghost crabs. They're fun to watch them. They actually use their claw like a shovel, and they come out with a claw full of sand. They throw it out, they run back in, take another claw full. It's kind of hysterical to watch them digging their little holes. I do have video of that taking place. There's all kinds of things we've seen out here during these beach walks. All kinds of fun stuff, beautiful stuff. Unfortunately, sad stuff as well. Probably the saddest thing we saw during one of my beach walks was a dead Kemp's Ridley sea turtle on the beach. That was the hardest thing to see. The beautiful Kemp's Ridley. Those are very, very endangered. That is the worst thing. We've seen dead loggerhead sea turtles on the beach, but that little Kemp's Ridley was really sad. What else is out here? I'm just walking along here, seeing if I can find something fun to talk about. Good morning. How are you? Where'd he go? Where is he gonna pop up? Oh, there's a bunch of them just popped up. Down they go. And where are they gonna pop up? Oh. It's a mystery game. Following these little birds around. Maybe we'll see one pop up with a fish. They're great little divers. It's neat to see the underwater video footage of them swimming around. Where'd you go? There's one over here somewhere. Ugh. It's hard to find them when I'm zoomed in. So cool. Well, here you can see the color of the water. That beautiful reddish brown of the red tide. Pretty gross. Pretty darn gross. That's what's killing all our marine life down here in Naples. The red algae bloom. If you want to learn more about it, just Google red algae. There's several great articles about it. It doesn't seem like there's much we can do about it. Just let it take its its toll and take its course. There's an old Murex shell. Piece of a Murex. Oh no. Beautiful. It's a beautiful lace Murex. An absolutely gorgeous lace Murex. Look at that. A beautiful Murex shell up here on the beach. It's a nice one. We find lace Murex shells here, and we find apple Murex shells. This is a lace. The apples are kind of have a brown and white stripe pattern on them. The lace Murex is all white. That's a great looking Murex right there. Wow. Kind of shocked to find it up here. Are we gonna find something else? Very, very rarely do I go home with empty pockets, much to the dismay of my wife. I think I see another Murex sitting out on the beach. Let's go take a look over here. That looks like it might be beat up. Let's take a look. Unfortunately, there's a little dead crab, a lot of little dead crabs up here on the beach. That is a very old Murex shell. This one's actually starting to petrify, turn to stone. That is a very old lace Murex there. But a Murex nonetheless. Maybe we'll find something else. There's a nice little fighting conch. A Florida fighting conch shell. These are beautiful. People are always collecting these. Just make sure there's nothing in them when you take them home. How about a moon shell? Are we gonna find a moon shell this morning? Shall we ask the shell gods for a moon shell? Maybe a whelk shell, a lightning whelk? Seeing lots of broken stuff. There's a broken banded tulip shell. Piece of a banded tulip. I'd love to find one of those. A nice big one. I don't have a nice big banded tulip in my collection. There's a piece of an old lightning whelk. You know, it's just heartbreaking when you stand out here and you look around. You know, it looks so beautiful. The sounds of the waves, little waves lapping on the shore here. The beautiful blues out there. Then you realize that the nasty old red tide is here in the water. See the color of the water? Reddish brown. So sad. Look at that sky. The sky is just gorgeous out here this morning. Clear blue sky all the way around us this morning. Well, I see footprints out here. I'm not the first person out here. I see some footprints. I'm just slowly walking along here, checking out the ground as I walk along. There's tons of little tiny broken shells and really, really small ones. Tons of them. Nothing's really jumping out at me. This is a jewel box shell, a jewel box. They're usually always pink inside. They have a nice little pink color inside. The jewel box shell. I've seen a lot of little dead baby crabs on the beach here, a lot of them. There's one down there. Little babies, little tiny babies. Well, it looks like my nice find of the day is going to be that lace murex shell. That's all right, I'll take it. Right now it seems the north end of the park is the best place for shelling here. Darn it. I really thought we would have found maybe one nice little moon shell or a little whelk shell. See if there's anything out here by the water. No goodies out here. No, I don't see that great blue heron down here this morning. I'm wondering if that was the same one that we saw up at Wiggins Pass this morning. It very well could be. I didn't notice that loose feather on the one we were watching for the past couple days. And I do remember seeing one with a loose feather not too long ago. I actually have seen 3 great blue herons out here. Saw them all lined up next to each other one morning. But the light just wasn't right. I couldn't get a good picture of them. They were all in the shadows. Boy, look at all these shells piled up here. Come on, we gotta find something really nice down here. Darn it. This is kind of cool. This is just a slice. Oh, a slice of a fighting conch. You can kind of see the inside of the shell. That's just a piece of a fighting conch shell. It's kind of neat when you can look inside like that. And then the shells just start thinning out as we get further south here. Where are those dolphins? Several days now without seeing a dolphin. I'm going to go just a little further down the beach here. And we'll turn around. We started up at the north end this morning, something different. Hung out up at Wiggins Pass this morning for sunrise. Got to see the sunrise. That was fun. Got to see some ospreys perched up in the trees and flying around. We did get to see a blue heron. I don't know if that's the same one we've been following. That's a coconut washed up on the beach here in front of me. I just look at the piles. It's just like all ground up shells. Just piles of them. There is probably tons of little shark's teeth in this stuff. If you have the patience to just sit there and sift through it all, there's probably tons of little shark's teeth in this stuff. I just don't have the time to do it. That is just amazing. And there's piles of it along the beach. Piles. There's people that come out here and they just have the eye for finding the darn shark's teeth. They find them all the time out here. I just can never spot them. Well, there's a lot of shells here, and I am just, nothing is jumping out at me. I am so surprised. A little cockle shell there. Seeing lots of dead crabs. Lots of dead crabs on the beach. Dead and dying. Some dead fish. This is a little crab that's dying over here. It's barely alive. So sad. So sad seeing this dead marine life, dead and dying. And just knowing there's nothing that I can do about it. I just feel so helpless. Gosh, yesterday morning we were seeing all those little dead flounder fish. Saw one earlier. I do see crabs scurrying around, but how long before they die? Look at the brown in that water. I hear an osprey up in the trees up here. There's an osprey perched up in that tree up there. Saw a couple osprey this morning. That was fun. Right around sunrise. And the tide's just starting to go out. Walk back up the beach here. Just love these colors. The colors of the sky is just so beautiful. The blue, the water picking up the blue. I had to take a quick picture. I just love the shadows. The shadows raking across the beach. As many of you know, I'll always post some pictures later from my beach walk, and I'll also include a link to this video, the whole video of the beach walk on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube, or you can watch it later on Facebook. It seems to be a little better quality on YouTube. Facebook, if we have any drops in our connection, the quality of the repost suffers significantly. Got a nice breeze blowing out here. Bye-bye. A nice little breeze, pretty much blowing offshore. That's what we want. The more offshore wind we get, the better, blowing that red tide away from us and breaking it up. I saw some pelicans flying by there. That's a good sign. We have seen some shorebirds. Haven't seen any little snowy egrets along the beach though, but we have seen some birds. When we don't see any birds, that's a bad, bad sign. Oh, no. I don't like seeing this. I hate seeing this. These are my favorite little crabs. I hate seeing them dying on the beach. These little leopard crabs, calico crabs. I hate seeing them dying on the beach. This one's very, very lethargic. So sad. Such beautiful little animals. The leopard crab, the calico crab. So beautiful. And here it is. It's just slowly, it's dying here in my hands. That is terrible. Poor thing. Poor, poor thing. Just breaks my heart seeing these things, these animals dying. It's just barely hanging on. Barely hanging on. Such a beautiful little crab. That is so sad. Another victim of the red tide. That is a leopard crab, also called a calico crab. Those are by far one of the most interesting looking crabs, most beautiful crabs we have on our beach here. And to see them dying is terrible. Although, down in the Caribbean, those things get huge and they eat them. So, I don't know. I just don't like watching things die here. Although it is Mother Nature, the red tide. The circle of life. That's what it is, folks, the circle of life. Everything's on this planet for a reason, including ourselves. It seems like lately our reason is to screw up the planet. Well, if you enjoy these beach walks, do hit the share button, tell your friends about it. Take some time to check out my videos and photos. Check out some of the dolphin encounters we've had. Just amazing. Our friend Roy and I, we got some up-close encounters with dolphins along this beach over the years. Had some really great ones. Had a lot of fun conversations with Roy too. Looking forward to him coming back to the beach and doing that again. But he's not coming out here when there's red tide, and he's still got some healing to do. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Our good friend Roy. Check out his book. Go to Amazon and order his little booklet he wrote. Includes a lot of the little things we've talked about out here on the beach. It's kind of his tips for better living, healthier living. Just Google Roy, R-O-Y, Haase, H-A-A-S-E, H-A-A-S-E, Haase, Amazon, and his book will pop right up. Roy Haase, Amazon. And it's not very much. If you just want to get the online copy, it's pretty cheap. And it helps our friend Roy out too when you buy a copy. It's been really fun. It's been fun watching all the people, and it's been a very heartwarming experience watching all the people rally together to help take care of our friend Roy. Some wonderful people in this town, in this community, and elsewhere. I mean, people from all around the country have come together to help support Roy. Just amazing. This is sad. This is what we've been seeing, a lot of dead fish on the beach. This is a little dead flounder fish. I've been seeing a lot of these washing up on the beach from the red tide, the little flounders. This one's kind of covered in sand. We've been seeing lots of dead flounders. These are little baby flounder. They just bury themselves in the sand. Sad to see them dying like this from the red tide. So sad. It's slowly moving out here now. Right in this spot right here, a lot of times I'll find something neat. I don't see anything this morning. A lot of times right in here, some really neat shells get caught up. Right, there's like a little ridge. If you can see this little ridge, a lot of neat things get caught on that ridge. Not always, but a lot of times. Sad, a lot of little crabs washing up on the beach. A lot of little dead babies. You know, I do ask that people share these videos. I mean, these are not tourist videos by any means. I'm not here for the tourism industry. I'm just here to tell it like it is. And when we have these problems with the red tide and all of our little critters dying on the beach, people need to be aware of it. They need to know what's going on. It's not all fun and games. The more people that know, the better the chances of maybe finding a cure for this, finding a solution to the red tide. been around for a long time. It just seems that it's getting worse as time goes on. I mean, it's a living organism. It's an algae. I'm sure it has evolved over the years. It's not the same as it was when they first documented it back in the 1700s. I'm sure it's probably gotten worse because of all the junk we dump in our oceans and our waters. Hopefully they can figure out a way to slow it down, maybe even get rid of it one day. But I don't know, does it serve a purpose? Like I said earlier, everything has a purpose. Was red tide originally Mother's way of just thinning out the fish population? I have no idea. But I know it just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't like it. Not happy with it. But I'm dealing with it, living with it, got no choice. The colors are just so beautiful out there, the blues. The blue sky and the water picking up the blue. And just look at that water. Right here, it's really clear. This is just one tiny little area. You go out a little further, you go to the south, you go to the north, this water is brown, a dark, dark reddish brown. Oop, another ghost. There's a ghost crab over here. Let's see if we can, if I stay still, let's see if I can zoom in on this little fella over here. Hang on a second. See if I cannot get the screen to zoom here. I don't know what's going on. I cannot get my touch screen to zoom. I wanted to see if we could watch this little ghost crab dig in his little burrow here. They are so cool. Why won't this screen work? Hang on a second. Well, my screen has just become unresponsive. All it wants to do is go into the selfie mode. Darn it. I really wanted to see this little ghost crab in action. I want you to see it. It is just hysterical watching them dig their holes here. There we go. Oh, one zoom. Let's see if I just kind of hang out here and be quiet. Come on, baby. It's not gonna come out, darn it. It is the funniest thing watching these little ghost crabs dig these holes. They use their front legs like little shovels, and they just come out with little shovelfuls of sand, dump it up, dump it out, go get another shovelful. It's the funniest thing to watch. Darn it. They are very skittish. They can feel a vibration in the ground when you walk by them. If you go on Facebook and you go into my videos and you do a search in my videos, I think if you search ghost crab, pretty sure if you search ghost crab, I have a video of one of these little guys in action. Really, really fun to watch. But obviously, they are camera shy. Oh, I thought a little piece of it. I thought I found a little shark eye shell, but no. It is one. It's a little moon shell, just a little piece of a little baby one. Little piece of a shark eye. Nice colors on it. We didn't find any moon shells this morning. No moon shells. The only thing that I really found was a nice little lace murex. That was my only keeper this morning, this lace murex. Now that it's starting to dry out, it might be a faded apple murex. Now that I look at it out in the sun, it might be a faded apple murex. Hard to tell. Oh, I see a little snowy egret up on the beach. I see a couple of them up here to the north of me. It's the first two we've seen this morning. That's where we're seeing a lot of little tiny fry, a bunch of little hatchling fish, little fries swimming around. So they're probably up there having a snack or having breakfast. Look at this. A little tiny baby conch shell. Little tiny baby conch shell. Well, if you enjoy these beach walks, keep in mind, nobody pays me to come out here and do this. I enjoy doing it. I love sharing what I know with others. I'm always trying to learn something new out here. I'm really out here trying to just keep everybody informed about what's going on in my little part of the world here at Delnor Wiggins. If you like what you watch and you want to make a little contribution, it always comes in handy. I really appreciate it. You can find my PayPal account info in the description of this post a little later. As soon as I end the live feed, this video will be up there to watch again and again. You can scan through it and check out the highlights. Beautiful sunrise this morning. Absolutely gorgeous morning out here. No clouds, but it was still beautiful. Got to see some ospreys up at Wiggins Pass. We started up at the north end this morning, up at Wiggins Pass. And as always, I'll post a few photos, and in those photos will be a link to where you can watch the video in a little higher quality on YouTube. So please share, please. Our little page here is slowly growing, my little Facebook page. Slowly getting more and more followers. We're just a little family, a little beach family here. There's 3 snowy egrets here. There's 2 young ones in the front and a bigger adult in the back. Oh, darn it, the little ones took off. Darn it. Bad, weak connection here. That happens. That's why you want to watch the replay on YouTube. See how the picture gets fuzzy when we get that weak connection? That won't happen on YouTube. Oh. I'm happy to see that the little snowy egrets are out here. You can still see that reddish color out there in the water, reddish brown from the red tide. Hoping that it will go away soon. Keeping our fingers crossed. Love the colors out here, the blues and the greens. It's absolutely gorgeous. Hey, here's something neat. There's an osprey perched up in this pine tree up here. Hopefully I'll be able to get a little closer and it won't fly away. It's right out on the end of this branch up here. Absolutely gorgeous. Sitting up there with the beautiful blue sky behind it. Wish it was facing the other way. It's got its back towards us. Let's see if I can get this camera to work again. There you go. There, you can see him sitting up there. Beautiful osprey up there. Checking things out, looking for an unsuspecting fish to swim by. Beautiful colors. Ooh, that's pushing it with the iPhone. Another great look. We got a good look at some ospreys this morning. Very cool. Let's see if I can get a photo of it up there. Let's and you can hear it chirping. Great look at an osprey. I'm going to give you one more look around the beach here.
See, look how you can literally see the right now.
Still dealing with the red tide as we look around here, unfortunately. Still have red tide on the beach. Really sad. Haven't seen any dolphins for 3 days now, 4 days. Well, hey, I want to thank everybody for joining me this morning. Be sure to tell your friends about Southwest Florida Television. I don't get paid to come out and do this. If you want to make a little contribution, it always helps out. It's not expected, but it is appreciated when it happens. You'll find my PayPal account info in the description of this post at the conclusion of this live feed. We'll have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I hope this little beach walk this morning helped you get your morning off to a better start. It's not as pleasant with the red tide out here. Hopefully one of these days our beach will get back to normal. We'll get back to seeing our dolphins playing offshore, playing along the beach. Start seeing all those beautiful fish and other marine life showing up again. Have a wonderful, wonderful day wherever you might be watching from. For Southwest Florida Television, I'm Robb Stan. God bless.